Hi, welcome back to Guided by Faith Designs presents Woodworking and Painting in Faith. I hope you like the upcoming video. Down in the description below you will find all of the paint colors used as well as the mixture ratios and anything that you need to help recreate this painting. Also in the description you are going to find a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, as well as my website, guidedbyfaithdesigns.net. You're also going to find a link if you would like to help sponsor my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Hit the little notification button so you can be notified when I have new stuff coming. Please stay tuned at the end of this video so you can find out how you can be entered into a monthly drawing to win a $50 gift card to my website. I hope everybody enjoys this video. I hope it gives you some great ideas, and as always, God bless. Hi everybody, welcome back. So one of the most common questions that I get asked is how to mix your paints and what kind of pouring medium I use and that kind of stuff. I used to use either just Floetrol or DecoArt pouring medium, but I kind of made up a recipe that I really like and I've gotten really good results with. If you watch my videos, you've heard me talk about them, and I've used them in the most recent pours. So today I'm going to share that recipe with you, show you how to make it, and then we're also going to use it to go ahead and mix our paints and do a pour with it so you can see it in action. So the items that you're gonna need is a strainer, so any kind of like a grease block type strainer or anything like that. A large bucket. I make these in large batches. So I normally make a little over 2 gallons of this at one time. So that's what this recipe is going to be. It's going to be a 1 gallon recipe. If you want it smaller, then just cut everything in half. The reason that we have the strainer in the bucket is so that we can strain out our Floetrol. If you are used to using Floetrol, you know that it can build up in the jug and you can get strings and all that kind of stuff. So I always strain my Floetrol. So this is the Floetrol that I use. It is the 1 gallon. It's a latex base and I get it at Home Depot. We are also going to be using the DecoArt pouring medium. This is the 16 ounce. I bought this one, the 64 ounce, at Hobby Lobby, and you can see I got it for $19.99. And so I just poured some of this into an old bottle that I had because this is what I'm used to making my mixture with, and so I can make sure I have my ratios right. And then we've got the Liquitex Gloss, Medium, and Varnish. This one has the varnish in it, so it's going to help you give you a little bit more of a sealed and a little bit more shine on your paintings when it's done. So you can just do, you know, either just a quick layer of the Krylon spray varnish or Krylon spray lacquer that I use. Whenever I get done with my paintings, I put that on there and it gives it a really nice sheen, and that's all you really need to do with it because you already have some varnish in your mixture. So I've gotten some really good results with that. Those are the items that you're going to need, as well as I put a little bit of extra of just straight gloss varnish into it as well. So we're going to go ahead and strain our Floetrol. And again, I do a full gallon batch at the same time, so make sure you have an extra container to put the overflow in because it's not all going to fit back into your gallon Floetrol container. And even if you're not going to use this mixture, always strain your Floetrol after you buy it before you use it. And I will actually wash this jug out before I put the Floetrol back into it. And see all this stuff right here, this is actually a really good jug. Sometimes you'll have like 3 times the amount of this little stuff in here that would have ended up in your painting if you hadn't strained it. Okay, we're gonna put that aside, because I am gonna have to make another container of this once we're done with this video. Okay, so that was a full gallon of Floetrol. And then I'm going to use half of this, so 8 ounces of this DecoArt pouring medium. And I normally don't exactly measure, I just kind of eyeball it to be half. Okay. So 1 gallon of Floetrol, 8 ounces of the DecoArt pouring medium, and it's going to be the same thing. This is the same size. It's also 8 ounces, 473 milliliters, or sorry, 16 ounces. We're going to use half of this. Okay. And the straight gloss varnish I will measure because we don't use a whole lot of it. It's just a little bit of extra varnish to give us a good seal on our paint. So I'm going to use 4 ounces, so half a cup of the Liquitex gloss varnish. Now, no, this is not one of the cheapest mixtures you can do, but it will last a while. And I get really good results out of it. So I'm going to mix all that up together. Okay. And I actually have a little bit of leftover in this jug. I spilt some, and when I went to clean it off, I accidentally grabbed the wrong rag. And so I need to strain this mixture. It's the exact same ratios, the exact same mixture. I'm just going to pour whatever's left over in this one so I can start with a fresh jug. Now see all these little pieces right here? That actually came out of the jug that has been strained before. It's not a bad idea that if your jug has been sitting there for about a week and you haven't strained it, to go ahead and just strain it, because you are going to be able to get all these little pieces that have developed out of it. Okay, I'm going to go clean these jugs up so we can put everything back in them. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are going to go ahead and transfer our mixture from our bucket back into our jugs. And I forgot to get a funnel today, so we're going to have to kind of pour into one to pour into another. This also helps with the mixture process. Okay, and that is the mixture. I'm going to go ahead and make the other jug real quick, so that way I only have to clean this bucket once. And then as soon as I do that, we will be back to do a pour with this mixture. See y'all in a few. Okay, now that that is all done, so I now have 2.5 gallons of pouring media mixture. This will last me for quite a while. Now, some of y'all might not like this recipe. Y'all might think it's too expensive to make. and that's fine. This is just what I like. This is my recipe that I have gotten really good results with. But for, you know, these 3 items, probably altogether, even with the big jug, and I used the 40% off coupon for this. So this is maybe about $45 because this jug is about 16 bucks. This I paid, I think, $17 for. And then that big one of pouring medium that I still have left, I paid 20 bucks for. That amount, so actually make it because I had 2 of these. But out of all of that, I've been able to get 2.5 gallons of pouring medium mixture. I don't have to add any water to my mixtures. I don't have to add any silicone to my mixtures. I get cells with it. By adding these products, it makes the Floetrol thinner, so you don't have to add water. And if you need to make it thicker, you just add more pigment. If you want your paint to be really thick, just add more paint. But this gives you a really, really good base, and I really, really like it. So we are going to do a painting real quick with it. Get my jug out of. Okay, we are back. We are all set up to mix our paints. So we are going to be using our DecoArt Americana Tuscan Red, DecoArt Dazzling Metallics Teal. I'm going to throw in some DecoArt Bright Orange just because. And let's do some Flow Acrylic White. Got our mixture. Every time you pick up your mixture, go ahead and shake it. The Floetrol is heavier than the DecoArt pouring medium and the Liquitex pouring medium, so there's a good chance it might separate in the container. So before you use it, always shake it up. And make sure the lid is on because I made that mistake earlier today and I had to take a shower because it was in my hair and down my arm. So make sure the lid is on before you shake it up. I use these 5-ounce glasses. This is an 8x10 canvas. It has been prepped with this acrylic gesso that I just got from Walmart. And because this is only an 8x10, you really don't, I don't know the exact measurements of how much paint and pouring medium you need for your paintings. Maybe I'll do a test and see if I can figure out that ratio, but I will, you know, you'll have to waste Floetrol and stuff like that. So maybe I will, I'll figure out how to do that. Or actually somebody else might have already done it, so we could always look that up. But for this, I'm going to put my pouring mixture into each cup all the way up to the 4th ribbed line. Again, this is a 5-ounce cup, so I'm going to go to the 4th ribbed line on each cup. And that still might be too much paint. So these cups are 1 ounce or 0.1 ounce each, and they each have so about 2 ounces of Floetrol in each cup. So this is going to be 8 ounces of Floetrol for an or of our Floetrol mixture for an 8x10. We'll see if that works. Okay, I'm going to put about 2 ounce or 0.2 ounces of paint in each one. Okay. Has a consistency of about heavy cream. Oh, a little bit more orange in there, about 0.3 ounces to 2 ounces of paint, or to the pouring mixture. And of course, if you want it brighter, put in more paint. The more paint you put in, the more pigments that you're going to have in the paint, and the brighter it's going to be. Okay. Okay, we got our paint all mixed up. Now, if you were just using regular Floetrol by itself without the new mixture, your ratio is going to be about 60% Floetrol, 30% pigment, and about 10% water. The water is going to help thin it out because Floetrol is thicker. It's going to help thin it out so you get better consistency. Thicker paint moves really slowly on the canvas. Sometimes you want that. You want it to be slower. But for a lot of the times you want it to have a good movement to it. And so if you're not using this mixture, you're going to have to add water to it to kind of thin it out some. All right, let's pour this. Probably way more paint than we actually need. There we go. Now we still have some lacing. We still have cells. All of that stuff without all of the extra additives. I also like the way this mixture kind of gives you depth. And I think that's from the varnish actually is giving you that depth. I could be wrong. But there you go. That is the pouring medium in action. Some other paintings that we have gotten with this pouring medium. If I can get them off the drying rack. Is this one. Is with the new pouring medium. We have this one. You see how shiny these are? This is a one coat of the Krylon spray lacquer, and that's it. I haven't varnished it, I haven't resined it or anything like that. But because of the varnish in the mixture already, it's already going to give you a shine, and then this is one coat of Krylon spray lacquer on top of it. Oh, here's one more. So this mixture is going to give you a lot of definition and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully it works for y'all. I really like the way this one turned out. This will be a really cute one. We'll probably put a vinyl on top of this one. So we are going to go ahead and stop right here for the painting. And then I think I'm going to continue this. I've had some people asking about vinyls and all that kind of stuff and how I weed them. So maybe we'll just make this a continuation of that. And after this is dry, then we will come in and I will show you how to weed vinyl and how we put vinyl on top of the paintings. And then at the end, we will do how you mix resin and resin it all together. So hopefully this will be a one tutorial for all of y'all's questions. So I will see y'all when this is dried. Hi everybody, we're back. So the painting is all dry. So this is our painting. You can see the shine that we have on it. Again, with the varnish and the paint, it gives us a really good coating already. And this is one coat of Krylon spray lacquer. So technically you wouldn't have to do any varnish or anything on it because you had varnish in your paint. But we are going to go ahead and do our vinyl. I've had some people asking me about how to do vinyls, and so that's what we're going to do. If you don't want to, just skip ahead to the next part. So you can't see it, but this is my Cricut bright pad that lights up. And because of the camera, what this does is it actually lines up the lines, the cutout pieces of the vinyl, and I'm sorry you can't see it. I tried to get it to show up, and it just won't do it. But this is what I use, and one of the techniques that I use whenever I'm weeding my vinyl, which is taking out all the excess, is I take an X-Acto knife, and instead of trying to weed the entire thing as one big piece, I will actually do a line between the words and cut it out into separate little pieces. So then it just makes it easier to weed. And I'm sorry y'all can't see the lines. So I'll just cut some kind of guidelines, and then I just take my weeding tool. This blade is not very sharp. My good one's inside the house. Okay, and then we're just going to pull up. Okay, now that we got the outer pieces done, there we go. Sorry, we went out of focus and I cut that piece out. So one of the things I can tell you is whenever you are doing your vinyl, I used to do all the inner pieces first, and then I would take the outside. I've actually found it easier if I take those out last. It makes the outside weeding go better if you take them out afterwards. Okay, so we have it all weeded now. We are going to grab our transfer tape and get it transferred over. for any of those of you who do the vinyl, this is one of my favorite weeding tools. I actually bought, well, I actually got these out of my local vinyl store. They are Pixnor brand, but I got this kit on Amazon. I think it was like $12, $13, and it comes with all different angles, as well as straight picks for the really, really small stuff. It comes with a scraper. That's the flat pieces, as well as this piece, which is also another one. Ow, that's sharp. That can be used for pulling vinyls. This thing does not want to focus today. I found this thing very, very useful, and my husband laughed at me. He said, you know, you're getting serious about vinyls whenever you got a roll-up kit. So this is the roll-up kit for all of my vinyl pieces, and again, it's Pixnor brand, and I got it on Amazon. Okay, so we are going to grab our transfer paper. This is the transfer paper that I use. It doesn't have a brand on it. I also get it on Amazon. It's about $17 for a 30-foot roll, and it is by far my favorite. I will try and remember to post the link down in the description to this transfer paper. It's just really, really good. Okay, once we got that done, we're gonna open this up, lay this face down, and then we're gonna burnish it. So this is called burnishing. So we're gonna burnish the pattern onto the transfer paper. All right, once you do that, flip it back over, and you're gonna peel off the back. Now sometimes, this is actually peeling really well. Sometimes it doesn't want to come off, so the vinyl actually stays on here. If you have some vinyl and you're trying to take the back piece off, and that happens, you can either lay it back down and you can flip it over and burnish that one piece that's getting difficult, or you can actually just do it on this side as well if you're having issues with it. Just burnish it really well and then pull it back. Just do this slowly. Vinyl can be very, very temperamental. Don't just rip it back. Just take your time and let it slowly come off. All right. Now, even though we're about to put this on the painting, I'm going to put this back piece on, because when you order vinyls from me, this is the process that I go through before I ship them, and they actually come shipped like this. I'll trim it up to where it's nice and even, and everything ships flat. But sometimes when you get this during the shipping process, the vinyl itself has adhered to the yellow backing, and it's the same thing. So when you're going to take this backing off, if you have a piece that sticks, same thing, just do a quick burnishing and then pull back. Pull back very slowly, give everything time to release, and you should get a clean pull. If you don't, lay it back over and then burnish it and then pull back again. Okay? All right. Now we are going to go ahead and put this on our painting. Now, remember, the trick that I use to get vinyls to transfer easily is using my Krylon spray lacquer, which is this stuff right here. I get it at Michael's. You can also order it online. I believe I put the links down in the description of where you can buy it on Amazon. I've had a couple people say that this trick doesn't work for them. I've never had it fail for me, but I put a coat of spray lacquer on first and I fully let that dry, and then the second coat is whenever I do the quick. So I'll spray it and then just do a really quick on here, and only let it dry for about 30 seconds, and then put your vinyl on and then peel it off. So we are going to do that real quick. We're going to spray this outside. Okay, we just did a nice fresh coat. As you can see, it's still really shiny. We are going to give this a few seconds to dry. So it's still slightly tacky, a little too tacky than I want right now, so we're going to give it a few more seconds. Okay, so it's now touchable, not tacky, but not completely dry. So we are going to take our vinyl. And remember, using this method, once you put the vinyl on there, it's not coming off. Alright, so we're going to put it right there. Okay, there we go. Just remember, always be patient with your vinyl. Famous last words, right? It always works for me, and today it didn't want to work in this one little section. Okay, that's it. I'm going to put another coat of spray lacquer on this to seal the edges, and then we are going to go ahead and move to getting it resined. See y'all soon. Okay, we're back, and I've got my resin. So we are using the Envirotex Pour On High Gloss Finish resin. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. So we have our cups here, and these cups have ridges in them, which is why I like to use them. Because this is a small canvas, I have put my 1-to-1 resin up to the first line here, and they're equal. We have our other cup that we're going to pour them both into. So I just put them in at the same time. And then make sure that you scrape your cups really, really well to get everything out. This is a very, very low to no odor resin. So I'm not worried about having to wear a mask or anything like that, but always wear gloves when you're messing with resin. Okay, so we are going to mix it up. Make sure you scrape the sides really, really well. And I always try and turn over the resin so I make sure that I get everything from the bottom. And because we're going to use a blowtorch to get any of the bubbles, I'm not worried about bubbles. Normally, if you're trying to make jewelry or something like that, you would mix this very, very slowly so you wouldn't get the bubbles. We're not worried about that. A few tips while we're mixing this. If you use silicone or anything like that in your painting, make sure that you clean off your canvas really, really well. The way that I do it is I just take some baby powder, and I put baby powder, rub it all over the canvas, and then just wipe it off with some baby wipes. Is the way I get silicone off. I don't use it very much, so I don't have to do that. If you don't, then you will, there's a possibility you will get pitting in your resin. When it dries, you'll get some big pits and caves and all that kind of stuff. If you do get that, if it dries that way, then once it's fully cured, then just use, again, put some baby powder on there, rub it in really well, especially in those holes. Use baby wipe to clean it out again, and then just pour another coat of resin on it to seal in those pits. The resin is self-leveling, so if you do get pits in there, once you put the second coat of resin on there, it's going to level itself out and fill those in. Okay, we are all mixed up. Man, there's a lot of bubbles in this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to run inside the house. I'm out in the studio and grab my blowtorch, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. We've got the blowtorch, and we're gonna get these bubbles out of here. Alrighty, that is it. Go ahead and turn this for y'all. Okay, she is all done. I'm not going to wait until it dries to go ahead and get this video uploaded. I've got a couple of other videos that are waiting in the wings that I want to get loaded, but I had to do this one first because of the pouring medium mixture. So that's it. If you've seen my other stuff, you know it's going to dry just like this. Once it is dried, I will replace the picture for this video with the finished product so you can see that. But I want to thank everybody for watching. I will put the recipe down in the description, as well as the ratios, the percentage ratios. So if you want to make a smaller batch, you can. I'll also try and remember to put links to all of the materials on Amazon, other than like the buckets and the strainers and stuff like that, because you can get those at Home Depot and Walmart. But that's it. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy the pouring medium recipe and that it gives you as good as results as I've been able to get with it. Again, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Down in the description, you will find the links to Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter, as well as my website. Stay tuned at the end of this video for information on how to be entered in to win the drawing that we'll be doing at the first of every month. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a few days away. So I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and that you're going to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and that you finish off 2018 strong. So thank you and God bless. Hi and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. Oh, we are going to start having a drawing every month for a $50 gift card. Sorry, he completely threw me off. We are going to start having a drawing every month for a $50 gift card to my website, guidedbyfaithdesigns.net. How do you enter? It's simple. Anybody who sponsors my channel with $5 or more, or anybody who makes a purchase on my website will be entered into the drawing. All of the drawings will be held at the first of the month for the previous month's entries, and the results will be posted on my Facebook page. All of the links that you need are in the description below. Yes, sir. I know. All of the links you need are in the description below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the little notification button so you can be notified when Kitty and I bring you some new stuff. And also don't forget to go and follow me on all my social media accounts. I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed day. Good luck in the drawing, and God bless.